Welcome to Live Alive. In today's video we'll start with Fernando Torres returns to Liverpool to shadow Jurgen Klopp in training. Fernando Torres has returned to Liverpool to shadow Jurgen Klopp for the day while the team were in training ahead of their game against Brighton on Sunday. Torres, who was a Liverpool player from 2007 until 2011, and currently managing the under-19s at Atletico Madrid, was at the club's training ground on Friday to meet players like Mo Salah and shadow the manager. The 40-year-old was invited to oversee training ahead of Brighton, with the intention to give him first-hand management experience from Klopp and assistant manager Pep Lijnders before the German gaffer leaves the club. Torres told the club's X, formerly Twitter, page, "I've had the opportunity to see how everything works from the inside, which is great. There are many reasons. It's amazing to be here and to be able to meet with Jurgen and Pep and all the staff to learn and try to understand the Liverpool way." Torres was previously back to become a successful manager in his own right. Last weekend, Torres joined some of Liverpool's heroes of yesteryear for the Legends game against Ajax, in which he scored the Reds' final goal in a 4-2 victory after a second-half comeback against the Dutch side. Torres earned a legendary reputation among Liverpool supporters for his efficiency in front of goal after joining in 2007, netting 81 times in all competitions for the Reds. However, the Spaniard's controversial move to Chelsea 4 years later caused issues with some fans, after he was quoted saying he had finally joined one of the world's top clubs upon his arrival at Stamford Bridge. Klopp praises potential Liverpool successor. Liverpool coach Jurgen Klopp was full of praise for his Italian counterpart at Brighton, Roberto De Zerbi, who has been tipped as one of the potential successors for the German when he leaves Anfield at the end of this season. When previewing their upcoming Premier League meeting this weekend, De Zerbi and Brighton will travel north to face Liverpool at Anfield on Easter Sunday. De Zerbi is one of the very few coaches that Klopp has come up against and failed to beat. Since replacing Graham Potter at the Amex in September 2022, the former Sassuolo coach has picked up 2 wins and 2 draws from 4 matches against Liverpool across the Premier League and FA Cup. De Zerbi is now one of the frontrunners to succeed Klopp at Liverpool when he leaves at the end of the 2023-24 season. During his pre-match press conference on Friday, Klopp admitted that De Zerbi has his Brighton players playing in a different way to what he is usually accustomed, suggesting that he could not coach in that same way. "Roberto is doing obviously an incredible job there and it's a different game against Brighton, definitely. I think we improved over 18-20 months since he's there," Klopp told reporters at the AXA training centre. "The first game was surprising. I think we were the first opponent after he joined the club, if I'm right, and we had no clue what we have to expect. We knew how he played in his former club, we knew what Graham Potter did, but nobody knew how that would look in the end, and it was quite impressive how quick he obviously got the team in his way. Since then, it only got better. It's really impressive. It's a different way of playing football." Klopp also suggested that De Zerbi's coaching principles differ to his own, but believes that the Italian is destined for the top. "The way they play, it's a really different way. I couldn't coach that. It goes against my personality, but it's a good watch. It's very demanding for the players. It's clear positioning. Hold your position, keep your positioning, pass in the right position, pass in the right moment. He's a top coach. He's doing really well. It's super interesting to see. I like watching them. To be honest, that makes it tricky. It's just a different way. It's possession-based, but even more structured from a positional point of view from each player than maybe City or whoever has a bit more freedom. Indiana. They do really well." Real Madrid monitoring Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold, 25, is yet to pen fresh terms over a new contract with Liverpool, whose priority over the past few months has been to establish a new sporting hierarchy and appoint a manager following Jurgen Klopp's decision to step down from his post at the end of the season. Michael Edwards has returned to Fenway Sports Group as CEO of football, a role which will see him handed a significant say in day-to-day operations at Liverpool, while Richard Hughes will become the new sporting director this summer. But the search for a new manager goes on after Xabi Alonso announced he will not leave Bayer Leverkusen in 2024. Not knowing the identity of the next manager is understood to be one of the main causes for delay with Alexander-Arnold's contract talks, with the right-back keen to understand what any new manager has planned for him, including which position he'll play in. Importantly, there are no tensions between Alexander-Arnold and Liverpool. Both parties have been open with their situations and are believed to be understanding of the other, with contract talks set to advance once Liverpool have identified a new manager. However, with Alexander-Arnold not yet guaranteed to remain with Liverpool, Real Madrid have stepped up their interest in the situation. Seen as a top talent who could feasibly be available for a bargain fee if talks with Liverpool break down, Alexander-Arnold's situation is naturally of interest to a number of elite sides. Madrid would happily make a move to sign Alexander-Arnold if he became available, but there is an awareness from the Spanish side that Liverpool retain full control over the situation. Alexander-Arnold is happy at Liverpool and the club are not planning to part ways with the right-back whatsoever, but an agreement over an extension will not be reached until he is satisfied with the vision of the new manager. Signing Bowen is Klopp's last wish at Liverpool. The Reds go into the summer faced with the possibility of a big money offer for Mohamed Salah from the Saudi Pro League, the type of which they would struggle to turn down given the Egypt international only has a year left to run on his contract. As such, they are tracking possibilities to replace him and have turned their attentions to West Ham winger Jarrod Bowen. According to Team Talk, Bowen, 27, has enjoyed a career year at West Ham under David Moyes, scoring 14 Premier League goals in 28 matches, despite often being used out of position as a centre-forward. The former Hull City man is looking good to go to Euro 2024 with England, and Klopp has previously spoken of the attacker in the highest terms. Speaking ahead of a 5-1 Carabao Cup victory over West Ham in December, the Liverpool manager said of Bowen, "He is probably my favourite player besides all my players, I have to say. It's great what he is doing and how he has developed." And West Ham star Michail Antonio believes that Klopp was laying the groundwork for a future transfer in these comments. Klopp said before the game that Jarrod Bowen is his favourite player in the league other than his own players. "I think he's trying to lay those seeds, man. He wants Jarrod," he said on the Footballers Football podcast. "He can lay the seeds all he likes, mate. The man has just signed a 7-year deal, bro. If he wants that, he can bring the money. Who's he going to replace? Obviously he plays on the right. Are you hinting at something here? Are you letting Salah go, yeah?" With Salah's future up in the air just weeks before the summer transfer window opens, the possibility that Liverpool are lining up a deal for Bowen is only increasing. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support Live Alive.